Hi, this is Chris with Nightfall Audiobooks. Thank you very much for joining me in 2023. I had a lot of fun recording all these books this year. 2023 saw the beginning of the Fear Street Saga's trilogy. Books 1 and 2 aired. Bad Moonlight was the Halloween book. I'm very proud of that one, and it's one of my favorite super chillers. That opening scene, and I know I mentioned it in the intro to that novel, but that opening scene where Danielle is eating the raw meat, man, I still get chills just thinking about that. For some reason, it really impacted me. I read that when I was a kid, took that book, stuffed it underneath my bed, and didn't go back to it for like a week. And that's a long time for me. I read constantly when I was a kid, and almost all of it was R.L. Stine. So to not read a book for a week, especially a new one, that's saying a whole lot. Anyway, Silent Night 2 was a Christmas novel, and that continues with that tradition. So what is in store for 2024? The Fear Street Saga's trilogy will wrap up first thing in January. I want you guys to start off the new year with that. I am beginning a new series. The cheerleader stories will be told right before the Halloween novel. You can look forward to that. Every year you will get a new cheerleader story in this time slot. I wasn't really looking forward to the cheerleader stuff that much. I held my breath and I was like, well, let's see what happens. And man was I wrong. They are so good. They are so strong. This is supernatural Fear Street stuff to the nines. It's as good as The Secret Bedroom. It's as good as Blind Date. It's as good as The Best Friend. It's fantastic. The Cheerleader series should be on every Fear Street collector's shelf. Period. So I can't wait for you to get involved with that. I am also beginning the Babysitter series. That will be your Monday book during Halloween. You can look forward to those novels for the next 4 years until those are done. I've gotten a lot of requests about the Babysitter series. I have a new author I have been wanting to record, and that book will air during Halloween, along with the Babysitter series. Look forward to that. The Silent Night trilogy will end this year during Christmas. I have no idea what to record for 2025. The Cataluna Chronicles will begin during the Christmas season as well. You can look forward to those stories during this time frame for the next 3 years. That's right, the Cataluna Chronicles, the final Fear Street trilogy. I've already done 99 Fear Street, I've done the Fear Street Sagas trilogy, and the last one to do is the Cataluna Chronicles. I think that's my favorite trilogy, but I say that about all the trilogies. They're all really fun. I think book 3 is my favorite Cataluna book. Otherwise, just about the entire year is fan suggestions. We have on tap The Dare, Dead End, The Dead Lifeguard, Fear Street number 1, The New Girl, among others. A bit about my process. When I sit down to record a book, I have to figure out where it will fit in the time slots I have assigned. 2024 is bringing a story every Monday and every Thursday, so I can tell 2 stories simultaneously. I do this because if you don't care for the Monday story, you can at least see what the Thursday story is and hopefully you'll like that story. It helps me tremendously to plan the year out like I do. With novels airing at certain times during the year, it helps me figure out what kind of episodes I'm building and how to edit the novels together. I am still sticking with the 26 to 32 minute time frame per episode. Anything shorter than that feels like a ripoff and I don't like doing it. I really like giving the listener consistent novels at certain points during the year, so you have something to look forward to. I didn't really care for the Saw movies, but they had great advertising, and they had a new movie practically every Halloween. One of the trailers that really stuck with me went, if it's going to be Halloween, it's going to be Saw, or something like that. And I was like, you know what? Man, does that work. So I kind of want you to think the same way. If it's going to be Christmas, you're going to have Silent Night. If it's Halloween, you're going to have The Babysitter. If it's the end of the year, you will have a Cataluna Chronicles. So something for you to look forward to. And so I have to thank you for your patience. My equipment is finally stabilized at this point. I have been using my Shure XLR style microphone for the better part of a year, and my little USB powered amplifier is amazing. I mainly record in my home studio. I still record at different locations, like my uncle's studio when I visit him. So sometimes if things sound a little different, like a little too tinny or a little too echoey, it's because I'm somewhere else. Thank you for staying with me for those very early books I did, where all I had was a blue snowball microphone, and it sounded terrible. Compared to how I sound today, It sounded awful. I've also discovered seltzer waters, and when I drink a seltzer water, it adjusts the moisture levels in my mouth to a point where I don't have a whole lot of issues with how I talk. I don't crackle or lisp or smack my lips or anything, and it makes editing a lot easier, and it makes the way I enunciate a lot easier too. I'm drinking one right now. I spend around 25 to 30 hours a week recording, editing, and creating the necessary audio and video files to make everything happen. I have a schedule worked out where I record 1 or 2 Fear Street novels, then a point horror novel, then a Fear Street novel, then a super chiller, and so on and so forth. I do this because I don't want a pile of point horror novels left to record at the end of this project. They are harder to do and a bit longer and take more time in general. The Fear Street books are 150 to just under 200 pages, and are reliably short and easy to do. I enjoy doing them a lot. And there are far more point horror novels than there are super chillers. So by my tag teaming them, I can get less desirable material done, and then I can look at my request list and go, okay, I'm going to do Thrill Club now. I did have a run of bad books that I read. I think I read like 3 books in a row, and I did not care for any of them, and they were all requests too. This is what happens when you read the entirety of the R.L. Stine Fear Street series at once over the course of a couple of years. You get good ones, you get bad ones, you get ones that you're just sick and tired of, and whatever. Overall, this is a fun project to work on, and I thank you for joining me this year. I hope I covered your favorite books in 2024. Please keep the requests coming in. So thank you very much for listening to me this year. I will still be recording all of the original run of the Fear Street novels. That's 51 books. I will also be covering the 11 Fear Street Super Chillers. I know that 2 of the Super Chillers are Cheerleaders novels, so I don't count them as being Super Chillers. I count them as being Cheerleaders novels, which gives me another 5 novels to do on top of those 51 original Fear Street novels and those 11 Super Chillers. And then I have the 3 main trilogies to do. I have completed the 99 Fear Street trilogy, the Fear Street Sagas trilogy, and I am beginning the Catalina Chronicles, also a trilogy, this year. There are also 18 point horror novels that I really want to cover, and I've done a bunch of those, so hopefully I'll have them done soon for you too. What am I not covering? This is a long list, get ready. I am not covering the new Fear Street series, the Fear Street novels, the Return to Fear Street. I'm not covering Fear Park, the Ghost of Fear Street, the Fear Street Sagas series, Fear Street Seniors, Fear Street Nights, Goosebumps, or Goosebumps 2000. Guys, this is over 90 novels to do. That's a lot of R.L. Stine. This show is called Nightfall Audiobooks, not R.L. Stine Reading Hour or Fear Street Audiobooks or something else like that. I do have plans for covering other authors, and I am working on that, but not actively. I have plans to do it, and that's about it. When I hit a certain point with all this Fear Street stuff, I will be comfortable enough to sit down and go, okay, let's roll in other authors now. And those books will air in the Monday-Thursday time slot, and not on like a Saturday or a Sunday or something else like that. I really have no space in my schedule to do a 3rd day a week for a book, or do that ridiculous thing I was doing in 2023, where I was doing every other Thursday or every other Tuesday or something like that to give you a different novel. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me for this entire endeavor. Thank you very much for a wonderful 2023. Let's get started on 2024. If you have any suggestions, please write me an email, nightfallaudiobooks@gmail.com. I love your suggestions. I'm also on YouTube at Nightfall Audiobooks. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Participate in my polls. I put them up every once in a while. Let me know what you're thinking. I also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/nightfallaudiobooks. Any help will be greatly appreciated. So tell your friends, tell your mom, tell whoever you think would like to listen to me tell them tales from R.L. Stine. Thank you very much for listening, and let's have a wonderful, wonderful 2024. Let's begin.